me good. Can you please leave me alone? Farewell. I'm wondering what I could use as a tombstone. Ah, I think I have an idea. Do I want to go do that now, or... Yeah, I'll do it now.
Alright.
Sod it. And it's done. No, the tombstone. I can't remember what it's called. The Dustman Monument. Yeah. I mean, that's what they carve names upon. You would just be able to tell them to carve a certain name upon it, and that should suffice, I would hope.
Done.
Alrighty. I think I'm pretty sure I finished everything here. Like talking to people, and, you know, just doing business. I'm pretty sure the only place I've got left is Rackpicker Square, which I'll do once I've finished in the southwest.
Alright.
Now here we go. Yeah, this monument. The Obsidian Monument has names chiseled on it. Kind of a giveaway, to be honest. Death of Names. You see Death of Names, he's standing at the monument with the same crooked smile, his arm cradled against his side. Greetings. Ah, here we go. I'd like to bury a name. His eyes seem to slide over you. Name, the way he speaks the words, it sounds like the tolling of a bell. I'd like to bury a name. There we go. He nods then unfolds his small hand from where it is cradled on his side. It looks... atrophied. It is the size of a child's hand. Costs Jink to bury a name 3 coppers. 3. Quinton. Okay, 4.
Updated my journal.
The coppers fall into Death of Name's hand, and he tucks his arm back to his side. His eyes, now suddenly alive, roll to the back of his head, then snap forward and begin scanning the monolith and the walls of the memorial area. Wait. Okay, he catches sight of a spot on the wall and he quickly scuttles over to it, hunches down, then begins to chip at the wall. He stops a few moments later, hops up, then returns to you, buried. The word has a finality about it that makes you uncomfortable. Thank you. Very well. Right, we did it. Easy enough. Ah, well, that was my good deed for the day. I'm wondering if my alignment's actually changed, or if I'm still just neutral. That's the inventory, you dunce. One thing I do know is I have a lot of money. I'm still neutral. True neutral.
I'm gone.
Which is just the best kind of neutral. I could rest, but I'm gaining health over time, so it's fine. Wait, has my pet Lim, like, disappeared? I never even thought, unless it got returned to my inventory. Oh no. It might still be just running about the square. I hope so. That will suck otherwise. Wait a minute. Oh, it is here. Okay, it's following me still. Good. Alright, where's Crier? Oh, there he is. Booyah! So, he still emits choked sobs as he chants the dead city's name and tears roll down his cheeks. I've seen to it that Ezanon's name has been remembered. It lies carved upon the black stone monument outside the mortuary.
Updated my journal.
Suddenly there is a brief whisper in the air, and the man's eyes dry. One of the tears that ran on his cheek simply vanishes, and Ezanon is served. I will tell my fellow criers of the stone you have described. You have my gratitude. No, I'm not it was 3 coppers. I don't need paying. It was nothing. Farewell, I hope you and your brother spend the rest of your days peacefully. There we go. Did that affect my standing? No. So who are you? Harlot. What? They just randomly decided to attack. What dickbags. Also should give that to Mark, because he's the one that's got all of the dirty rat charms. What is this place? Office of Vermin and Disease Control. Isn't that... Don't they have a quest? I'm waiting for these guys to turn and just start to attack me for no bloody reason. It's a common theme. Miram. Come with me a bit, love. Iron nails? What the fuck? I'm just like, what is she doing? This broad-shouldered woman is shuffling about amongst the huge beams lying on the street. She kicks at the beams with iron-shod boots. Every once in a while she bends down and wrenches a nail from one of the boards with her bare hands. She holds each one up, appraising it, then drops it into a leather sling bag. Greetings. She straightens up. Hearing your approach, she's smiling politely, but from her stance and the way her hand rests close to the hilt of her weapon, you can tell she's ready for trouble. You notice one of her eyes has a milky film over it. That's close enough there, Cutter. What do you need from me? I had some questions. Let's go away then. Who are you? She pulls 3 nails from her sling bag, tossing them spinning in the air, and catches them in her palm. Iron nails, they call me. She drops them back into the bag with a muffled clink. Why are you collecting the nails? I sell them to a man. Name her Hamris in the lower ward. Make her a coffin, he is. Tell me more of this Hamris. Or Hamries. There's not much to say, he's a bit chatty. He'll rattle his bone box till you're balmy, if you let him. But he's a fair bargainer. If he needs the nails, I need the jink. And that's about as far as it goes. Where's the lower ward? I used to know the way I did, but the dabbers have changed the streets around again. Don't know how to get there now. I'll need to chart a new path. But I figure the dabbers will straighten things out eventually. I don't need to ask about the dabbers. Does anyone else here scavenge nails? She grins and shakes her head. No one was clever enough or had the will to do it before me, and I shoved off anyone who tried to jump me claim since. She pats the long-bladed dagger hanging at her side lovingly. So, I see. Your claim. Aye, that's what I call it. Honest labour's hard to come by in the hive, and I'm not about to let some sodding picker peel me off me work. I've sent more than one berg running and howling holding their guts in, or off with the collectors, if they were unlucky. Her dead eye gleams maliciously. The hive knows this spot is iron nails, it does. Is that how your eye was ruined? Noel's face turns hard. None of your business, Burke. Why, would you like a matching wound for your collection? Are you threatening to add it? I'd love to see you try. No, that particular one is not quite me. She laughed heartily, and I don't think you have much room for another scar besides. And some other questions. Nah, I don't really need to know any of the other things. Interesting. So she's just picking up nails. What a weirdo. So we got Miriam. This old woman stands silently by the wall, staring off into the distance. She seems to be unconcerned with the flow of traffic around her and clutches a wooden pole from which dozens of small fish are dangling. Greetings. No, hello, sir. She squints at you for a moment, trying to discern your identity. Oh my, Aero was thinking you were one of me regular customers. She proffers her fish pole. Tuna, sir? Mackerel? Sea cucumber? No fish, thanks. I had some questions. Her mouth presses down into a tight-lipped frown. She stares off over your shoulder. Look behind you, see what she's staring at. You can see nothing of interest behind you as you turn back to her. You catch her looking at you. She looks away quickly, resuming her staring off into the distance once more. What, do I look familiar to you? Goodness no, she paused for a moment. Ah, you do. Have you seen me before then? I think, yeah. Or a man with your very likeness, sir. 'Twas so long ago. Tell me. Also, you see, me sight's not so good now. 'Twasn't back then, neither. But I thought I saw you walking past with a small group trailing along behind you. What did these people look like? It's hard to say, sir. 'Twas so long ago and you walked by so quick-like, but I remember now. The way you held your head up, there was a woman following you, trying to stop you. To get you to turn around and speak to her, but you pushed her away. What happened then? Beautiful woman she was. Looked so sad, so angry. All at once, she stood there for a moment, then followed along behind you just the same, hustling to catch up. You said there was a group? Who else was there? She shrugs. There was at least 2 other gentlemen with you, sir. The only one I remember too clearly, though, was tall, thin, reeked of bub. He did. I smelled him from across the way. Looked like he hadn't bathed in ages, too. He followed you close, he did, and never said a word. Acted like the woman wasn't even there, even when she bumped against him trying to stop you. That's all I remember, sir. Give us some copper for a time. How much do you give to the fishwife? 20 coppers. She stares at the heaping handful of coins for a moment as if unsure what to do. You hold them a bit closer and she finally takes them, laughing uneasily. Oh my. Why, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May the lady's shadow pass you over, and fortune always find you. Please come and visit me anytime. Thanks, farewell. That was cool. It's always cool just learning certain things. Do you want to go into the the vermin place? What else is there? Let's go. So where else I can't go any further to the right. Just the hive dweller, hive thug, and I'm assuming there's nothing else. Yeah, just harlots. I mostly just want to talk to the people that have actual names.
Just look natural.
Because they're usually the most unique characters. And usually have something interesting to say. Labourer? Can I actually loot this? I was just going to piss everybody off. Okay, it's locked. Probably a good thing. Reekwind. Okay, so this man is looking at you with a strange bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge, so huge they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods He nods, eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird, and as you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. Nice. Greetings. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal black and rotten gums. Stories for coins, Sarah? His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coins? Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names, who you are, who you are. His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names, dangerous, dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one. Both I can't talk today, my god. Both's a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for, Reekwind. Once again you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surround him. A given name, a given name. That name fits you well. Okay, so, an appropriate name. Oh, is that your real name? Not my true name. Reekwind mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name's a dangerous thing, gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret, keep it close, never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. Things can track you with them. Reekwind coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate his point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. He licks his lips, the power to hurt. I don't know my true name.
My journal.
Reekwind's eyes widen, seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed. Blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains, untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly, a name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Reekwind gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once, only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can, I will, but 3 coppers must I see. His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well, here's 3 coppers. Reekwind... Wait, what's this? Reekwind gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed eye, walk the wards in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by. Listen.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind freezes, his arms akimbo. Crossed paths with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin, his seeds cursed. Reekwind then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat. Slicks back his hair with his filthy palm so he looks almost bald. And begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumbled with curses this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Reekwind tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Okay, keep listening. Knew my name, let it slip I had. All it took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumbles, and Reekwind breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul-reeking breath. Cursed with stenches that smells excrement. Oh. Came here to tell tales, all good for now. Now Reekwind is the name, given name. Ah. I see. So what happened to you? Oh no, not today. I don't want to leave. Greetings, Reekwind. I'd like to hear your story. Okay, so very well. Oh, here we go. So, I'd like to hear the story about how you were cursed. Reekwind gets into stance. Oh wait, I think I've already done this one, have I not? Yeah. So, yeah, he says the same. Upper class persona. Wait, I'd like to hear a story. Here's 3 coppers. Which one should I do? Wait for him to choose a story? I don't know. I want to hear the story of the man who came to this city without name or memory and spoke with the cursed storyteller who warned him of the danger of names. Reekwind stops twitching and scratching for a moment and stares at you. That tail costs nothing, for it is worth It is worth nothing. It is worth nothing that it would be a sad tale indeed. Nevertheless, I would hear it. Where would such a tale begin? Reekwind grunts. Then gives a reeking wheeze that makes your eyes tear up. He seems to be thinking. We'll begin with a man waking up in the mortuary, believed dead, but in truth only his memories are dead. Reekwind nods, then studies you and starts scratching himself violently as if to give himself scars. Dead but not dead, no memories, no name. He escapes the mortuary, enters the hive, speaks to a man who let his true name slip once and has regretted it. Reekwind seems hypnotized by your words. Yes, much danger in naming, perhaps. He pauses. Perhaps the man to whom the Nameless One speaks is a warning to the dangers of names. He seems to chew this over. Perhaps he who has forgotten his name is better off. Is he? Is it better to say the truth with all its consequences, or is it better to remain ignorant? Which of the two men is better off? Reekwind gives a hacking cough, then spits the spittle green and wet. Then he turns back to you. It is your question, your tale. He speaks slowly. It is you who must answer it. The man who knows his true name is better off, for he knows himself and is stronger person for it. I think the person that knows his true name is better off. Because they actually know who they are, they're not nameless. They have their memory. Reekwind mulls this over, licking his lips. He begins to nod slowly, then mumbles under his breath as if debating with himself. Eventually he turns back to you. That is a tale with a moral that tells the teller's morals. He coughs and spits another phlegmy glob onto the cobblestones, a tale that will answer itself in time. Perhaps what happens will happen, and it may be that this tale has no answer. It must have an answer, and every tale has an ending. I will refuse to accept it any other way. Reekwind scratches himself for a moment, nodding, then reaches into the folds of his robe and flicks you a coin. For such a tale, a clipped copper, he sneers. No more, for the tale's not finished. Okay, a fair price. I want to know... Yeah, I want to get his quest. Yeah. I want to get his quest, but I'm not entirely sure how I get it. Yeah, it's like, I like to hear the story. Very well. Choose a story. Maybe this one? I don't know. Spireward, he points to his left, at the charred alley in the distance, an alley of dangerous angles. He bends his limbs in a twisted parody of one of the skeletal buildings, not always angled, not always burned and charred, once alive, no longer. Flames, fire, he flings his hands up in the air, then waves them to simulate flames. The alley burned, great smoke, ash everywhere. In the end, only skeletons of buildings left, bones of dead buildings, and angles, everywhere, angles.
Updated my journal.
He hunches forward, his voice a whisper. Again, the stench from his body hits you like a wave. Dangerous now. Bad men have set up their kip there. He bows and breaks wind in quick spurts like a bugle blowing. That is the tale of how a street becomes an alley of dangerous angles. How did the fire start? He makes a semicircle over his heart. A man made it so. A beast made it so. A man whom even fiends admire. Who? A sorcerer's tale. I think I know who that is. Yeah. Ignis. Is it Ignis? I can't remember if that's actually his name. Not entirely sure. Either way. A sorcerer's tale filled with madness, sadness, burning yearning. A tale I can tell, I will, but 3 coppers must I see. He hisses, then cackles in a way that reminds you of a fire burning. A dangerous tale, Very well, here's 3 coppers. A sorcerer there was, no simple hedge wizard this, but a mage of power. Reekwind brings his hand together reverently, then smells evilly. He burned with the art, and the art burned him. The name given him was Ignis, a name respected, then feared, then hated, then punished. Reekwind gives a rattling wheeze, then claws the air and hisses, apparently imitating Ignis. Taught by one of the last great, was that Magi? Ignis was, as an apprentice, Ignis learned much, and nothing at the same time. Reekwind shakes his head sadly. In his heart, his coal-black heart, a fire blazed. It burned, and it hungered. Reekwind claws at his chest as if in pain. As it hungered, Ignis hungered. It was his wish to see the plains burn. In the night, Reekwind hunches down and begins to slowly stalk the direction of the alley, a mad grin on his face. Ignis came to the alley that was to be the alley of angles, and the fire in his eyes. The fire in his heart, both he let out. Reekwind points at the alley, then flings his arms in the air, silently screaming and laughing at the same time. Flesh ran like wax, people like candles, and Ignis laughed. Requind crumples to the ground, his body racked with imagined pain. An evil was done, and forgotten not. He stands up, then hunches over, looks left, looks right, and starts mumbling. As if secretly in a conference with someone, something was to be done. He stands up stiffly, his face resolute. A punishment was decided. All the hedge wizards, midwives, rune tellers, copper pinching witches, all manner of magelings, they came all, even those with the smallest trace of the art, to punish Ignis. Separately they were flies. He makes a buzzing noise between his rotten gums. Together, dangerous. He hums and raises his hands. Caught Ignis, granted his wish. He swirls his hands as if casting a spell. He wished to burn, they granted it. Using his own desire to fuel the casting, they made his body a door to the plane of fire. They intended to kill him.
Updated my journal.
Failed. Requind breaks wind again, as if to accentuate the failure of the wizard. Or wizards. Ignis lived. Only slept blankets of flames. Flames turned in his sleep as he burned, never happier. He shuts his eyes, wraps his arms around himself, and turns slowly, burning, ever burning. His eyes suddenly snap open. One day he will wake, and then the plains shall burn. An unfortunate tale. Farewell. Maybe I do have the quest.
Feel stronger.
I leveled up. Woohoo! Oh, I do. Oh, wow. I've had that probably since I got that bloody story. Oh well, never mind. 10 more hit points. Woohoo! Right, so what do I want? Wisdom is incredibly high. A heroic wisdom. That's tempting. Although if it doubles my XP again, that means I need 32,000. Yeah. I think I'll start increasing intelligence next. Strength and everything I don't really care for, to be honest. By the way, I do remember that I need to go to... I need to go find Craddock's lackey. Yeah. Which shouldn't be too bad. I think we're in the right place.
Alright.
I know his name began with a J. He also said he was like passed out or something. Alright, cool. Oh, there he is. That was hard. I wonder, has he always been here? And I win. You see a thin man with stained clothes. The hooked nose and 2 stubby horns jutting from his forehead. He is stumbling about and muttering to himself. He stinks of brine, vomit, and cheap wine. Okay, so we've got that. So... Are you July? If so, Craddock needs you back at the marketplace. Craddock? The man's eyes widen. Ah, Craddock. Me generous boss. Well, you can tell him this. He can pike off. And that he's a filthy dog, a cur the lowest saw, and July's not a-working for him anymore. He jumps you with his finger. Tell him that. I'll tell him. Farewell. Alright, cool. I don't think we're going to be the ones that are punished. If anything, we're probably going to have to fill in for him. Which, I suppose it's fine. I don't even know what he wants me to do. Are we getting attacked again? No way.
Done.
Okay, we're not. It's just the music did the combat music. Where it literally just starts with a whistle. Hey, my pet's still here. I should probably pick him up before I leave. To go to new areas. There we go, Craddock. I found July. Is that right? Craddock glances around. Where is he then? He said to pike off that you were a cur of the lowest sort and that he wasn't going to work for you any longer. Oh god. Sure.
My journal.
Craddock's face turns a bright red and his face cracks into a snarl. Damned be his name. May all the evils of the plains hound his footsteps. A blistering stream of insults, threats and speculation about July's family roots issues from Craddock's mouth.
Taunts, alright.
Hey! Ooh! Mark clicks his teeth together as Craddock builds up steam. You can almost hear him taking notes inside his skull. Craddock finishes his tirade with a grunt. Damn that July. I'm in need of a day's work. If there's nothing more, I'll take my copper now. You know I could fill in for him if you need help. Craddock studied you for a moment. You? Huh, you couldn't. You suddenly fall silent. Well, mayhap you can. It's hard work and there's no drinking on my watch. Understood. Let's get started. So the work is long, but at the end of the shift, you are not the least bit tired. Craddock grunts as you return. You did well enough. Here's your pay. He tosses you a handful of coins. No get. We've no more use for you. What about the payment for delivering July's message to you? Craddock grunts, then reaches into his purse and counts off 10 commons, which he tosses to you. There's your pay. Now get. Hey! Well, there's that. We did that. So, what else do we have? We found Craddock. Then go back and tell Bane. Okay. The source of Farad's body. Oh, yeah. Find Soago for Emmerich? Soago. Oh yeah, we still got, like, other people to talk to. We got Gauha. You see a thin, yellow-skinned humanoid covered with a variety of dazzling tattoos. His eyebrows have been accented with black charcoal lines, and his teeth are filed to points. He sees you and waves you over, rattling his dice in his hand. Greetings! He is about to speak when his eyes, shiny and black, like orbs of jet, fall upon Dakon. The two of them stare silently at one another for a moment before the tattooed Githzorai's gaze returns to you. His voice is low and raspy. Goa greets you. You have come to play a game. Yes? No, actually. Why would I do that? I'll play, sure. So Goa reaches into his tunic and pulls out a coin. This coin, your coin. He places it at your feet and pulls out another. This coin, Gowa's. He places it at his own feet, then holds up 2 dice between his thumb and index finger. The dice, we both roll 1, yes? Go on. Oh! You roll higher both coins. He snatches the coins up from the ground and proffers them to you. Yours. Goa roll higher. He quickly tucks the coppers back into his tunic. Mine. Neither rolls higher. The coin stays for another roll, so how much coin will lie at your feet? 100. Jesus. I'll do 25. You both roll the dice until Goa rolls higher. He snatches up your coins, tucking them in to his tunic. He seems to hesitate for a moment, then speaks. Again, yes? Wait, is something wrong? He regards you closely for a moment, then nods. Never do I indulge in Hashma's folly, never do I cheat, human, but I see fortune, reader, know it. In the face of a man, however, in you I see nothing. I know nothing. You have no luck, no fortune, neither good nor ill. Or you make your own, perhaps, I do not know. He places his dice back into his tunic. We might play later, perhaps, but no more this moment. Okay. So who else is there that I can talk to? Oh yeah, we got this chick. This grim-looking woman spares you only a brief glance before returning to her rant on top of the stage. She has a powerful voice that carries across the marketplace, even cutting through the noise made by the merchants and the surrounding foot traffic. Oh. Alright, yeah, she's the one with the plates. Gisgol! Another guy I've not spoken to. You see a spindly-looking merchant with a brush of grey and red stubble across his chin. He wears several layers of brightly coloured robes, so much so that he looks like a flag with arms and legs. He's shaking slightly as you watch. Greetings, I Gisgol. He bows and spreads his trembling hands. As he does, you notice his hands and forearms are a twisted mass of black scar tissue, as if they were once badly burned. How did you hurt your hands? Gisgol doesn't seem to have hurt you. He answers only with his spiel, delivered in the same flat monotone. Gisgol buy cloth, sell cloth, wash cloth, mend cloth, and he gestures at his layers of clothing with his shaking hands. Wear cloth. I asked, how did you hurt your hands? Oh. Gisgol's monotone breaks. Gisgol buy cloth, sell cloth, wash cloth, mend cloth. He gestures at himself again, but his hands are shaking so badly that he cannot even finish. Can I see what you have? Okay. I didn't mean to make him feel bad. Jeez. A clipped copper piece. Oh, it's worthless. Oh, lovely. How glad I am. Right, when I got to him. Alright, so I can sell that. Wait, who can I sell the rings to? Wait, that's... apparently it's worthless, but I don't think it is. I think I just need to give it to the right person. I may just use up the scroll. Too far away, my arse. Where is he? Why is he over there? Right, okay. I see. Wait, that's the obsidian hearing. Don't need to get rid of that. So, wait, how does the thing work? Scroll of identity. Copy scroll. Copy spell, even. Copy? You succeeded in learning the spell. Oh! He can use that! Wait, I need to do that first.
Your words.
Wait, how do I... Okay, I copied a spell, but I don't know how it works.
I will hear you.
Oh, wait. Spellbook. Here we go, identify. So what is these? Memorize mage spells, known mage spells. Reign of Anger. Submerge of the Will. Wait, so what's different? Level 2. Oh, okay. Oh, he only has 3 slots. It seems. I don't quite know how this works. So if I went to spells, there we go, we have identify.